December 4th, origin of the platypus. Naruni, youngest and most beautiful woman in her tribe, had been promised in marriage to a tribal elder. But she was attracted to the younger and more attractive Kuralka, who persuaded her to run away with him to the hill country. After many months, the pair became conscience-stricken and returned to the tribe in disgrace. Naruni was transformed into a duck, and Kuralka was punished by being changed into a giant water rat. Both were banished to a far distant river. Rejected by the land of her people, Naruni in due course hatched 2 eggs. To her horror, she found that they did not contain ducklings, but strange creatures with bodies of fur, webbed feet, and duckbills. So great was Naruni's disappointment, and so strong was her yearning for the solid ground of her lost tribal life, that she pined away and died. But her 2 children thrived in their watery home, and multiplied to establish the platypus family. This is how the Aborigines explained the origin of the platypus to the early settlers of New South Wales, Australia. They also described its habits and how it reproduced. When the first platypus skin was shown to European scientists, it caused a sensation. And they were so astonished that they said the beak and the feet of a water bird had been sewn to the skin of some other animal. After that, controversy raged for 80 years over how the platypus produced its young, until it was proved that the creature laid eggs and suckled its offspring. This strange link in the biological chain is unique to Australia. The myth that explains the origin of the platypus is characteristic of the way Aborigines used fantasy to account for natural phenomena, which later were to baffle European scientists for many years. The author of the anthology adds an interesting note after this reading. He says, "The unusual, the different, the puzzling, all are inherent in nature. Yet why do human beings so often have difficulty accepting that which is different or unusual? Instead of dismissing the different, wouldn't we do better to try to accept it as natural, even if we do not fully understand it?" Amen, John Beverly Butcher. Amen. Wise words. The platypus is just one of many pieces of evidence to support what John Beverly Butcher added at the end of this reading. The unusual, the different, the puzzling, the novel is inherent in nature. Novelty is inherent in nature. It's built into the entire process. It's an essential part, because without novelty, nothing would ever change. Everything would always stay the same. Novelty is evolution. The other thing that stands out to me in this reading is the intelligence and the creativity, both of nature in crafting such bizarre life forms as a platypus, and in humans for coming up with such creative and clever narratives to try and explain nature's creativity. It's kind of like Inception. Intelligence within intelligence within intelligence. Creativity within creativity within creativity. After all, human beings are the result of nature's creativity, and we ourselves reflect that aspect of nature in our own behaviors and in our own powers of creation. Whether it be creating myths, poems, or entire systems of philosophy and science, it all comes back to creativity. And so when I read this, I don't see a primitive intellect trying to explain something and getting it wrong. I see the inherent imagination and creativity of human beings, which is none other than nature's creativity and imagination. Food for thought, my friends. Food for thought. And with that, I will leave you until tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, and stay centered, my friends.